I'm Kat, and welcome to this yoga practice. The sequence that I'm about to take you through is the series of postures that I do most morning at home when I wake up to get everything going in the morning. My back is often a little bit stiff, and I find that this gentle series of movements helps to wake everything up and bring mobility to my body. So let's get started. I'm going to start in a child's pose. That's my dog Louie, by the way, who's decided to join me for this practice today. Your child's pose, you can have your legs close together, or if you like to open through the hips a little more, you can open the knees apart and sink back, although it can be a little bit tense in the morning. It's up to you. Extending the hands out along the mats in front of you and bringing the forehead down to rest on the floor. If you find that this is too tight through the shoulders, just bring a really nice bend into the elbows. It's really important, especially first thing in the morning, to listen to your body. Listen to what it's telling you and adjust your movements and your postures accordingly. So just resting here for a moment, starting with some stillness, letting your mind wake up. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice if perhaps it's still quite deep. If you've literally just rolled out of bed. Taking some time to feel the breath as it moves in and out of your body. It brings in the fresh morning air. And from here, you're going to come up onto all fours. And if your legs are out wide, bring them in closer so that the knees are hip distance apart. And we're starting with some cat-cow. So when you inhale, you drop the belly towards the floor, the chin lifts and you look forward and your bottom tilts up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, we take cat, so we stretch into a really nice stretch, really pushing into the earth, pushing the ground away, and feeling that beautiful bend through the back. Inhaling, coming back into cow, starting to bring that back bend into the lower back, and exhale, pushing everything away. Continuing to move with the rhythm of your inhalation and exhalation. And if at any point something feels good or you feel like you want to hold, stretch a bit longer, then do. I often find when I'm here in cat pose with my back pushing up towards the ceiling, it's a really nice time to let the head drop, the chin drop, and pull the head down, as though you're trying to bring your chin towards your chest. You can really start to stretch through the back of the neck, the upper parts of the shoulder blades. I know for me it can be pretty stiff in the morning. Inhaling and exhaling in your own time. Terrific. And then from here, when you're ready, you're going to tuck your toes under behind you and pushing into the mat, lifting up into our first downward facing dog. It's common to feel tight in the morning through the back of the body. So I encourage you to keep a really nice bend in the legs. Perhaps walk the legs out like I'm doing. We call it walking the dog. You might like to really bend your knees. Really feel into the back of the body. And don't worry if you're not as flexible as you are. Perhaps your heels don't touch the floor in the morning. Perhaps they never touch the floor. That's okay too. But if things feel a little stiffer than normal, it's okay. It's early. When you're ready, starting to walk your feet along your mat towards your hands so that your body is coming into a nice deep forward fold. And again, keep a big bend through the legs. So much so that maybe your tummy and your chest are even resting on the top of your thighs. Just know about straight legs. This is about coming into the fold and finding ease. And then from here, bringing the palms of your hands and letting them scrape up the front of your legs as you come to stand. By doing this with your hands, it forces you to keep your shoulders down, your head down to the very end of the movement. So it helps us to go vertebrae by vertebrae. Terrific. From there, we're going to do what I do every morning. It's a little mini flow standing sequence. It helps to bring some mobility and movement to our spine. So when you're ready, inhale, lifting up towards the ceiling. Nice big stretch of the arms and dropping over to one side. That hand comes to fall down by your thigh. Inhale, coming up through center and taking it to the other side. Doesn't matter whether you're on the left or the right. It's such a simple sequence, you'll be fine. Inhaling back through center and exhale, taking it over to the other side. Inhale, coming up. And one more, over to the other side. So we're nice and even on the body. Beautiful. This time as we come up, we're going to back to ceiling. Then we're going to twist our body. So you turn the torso around to the side and your hands can come around, wrap around your middle and almost give yourself a bit of a hug. Inhale, back up through center and take it to the other side. Terrific. Coming back through center, one more twist on each side of the body. So you're exhaling on the twist. The head gaze might go even further around if it feels okay in the neck. Inhale up. And we take the twist to the other side. Almost getting quite flowy in your movements, almost like a little dance. And we're going to combine them now. So take that lateral stretch back over to one side. Inhale back to center. Lateral stretch to the other side. Keeping it nice and flowy, nice and smooth. Now we're going to twist. So we're combining our side bends and our twists into a little flow sequence. Up and twist to the other side. We're going to do this one more time. So you're inhaling back up to center and we're back to our lateral bends. So bending over. Back through center, reaching tall, other side. Beautiful, you know where we're going. We've got a twist now on each side. That's coming up next. I do this sequence literally as I roll out of bed. I put on my yoga gear. I just do it in my jammies. They're comfy enough to do these very simple and gentle movements. Beautiful, coming back through center. And we're done. Now, coming to stand at the top of your mat, we're going to come through a basic downward dog sequence. And we'll start by coming into a nice deep forward fold. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Make sure there's a slight bend in your knees. You don't want to be locking your knees out tight behind you. You just want a bit of a micro bend through the knees. We're going to fold forward into our deep forward fold, into Utkatasana. Might like to hang here for a little bit. It often feels good in the morning to let everything flop down. And if you've got any tension through your shoulders and through your back and your neck, you will feel it now. I know I do. If you like, you can take hold of your elbows. Can sometimes help with gravity or just let them hang. Whatever feels good. Beautiful. Now when you're ready to inhale, take a deep breath in and come into a halfway lift. So try to straighten the back out. And then exhale, let it go. Plant the hands down beside your feet. We're going to go back to downward facing dog. So stepping your feet behind you. And coming into your dog. On your inhale, drop your knees to the floor and come into cow. So tilting, putting the belly towards the floor. The chin tilts up, looking towards the wall in front of you. And then exhale back to child's pose. And this forms the basis of a little sequence that I like to work through a few times just to get everything moving. So inhale, coming back up to all fours. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale back to tabletop, perhaps a back bend in the cow pose, and back to child's pose. So that's it, super simple. We're going to do it 2 more times. So inhale into cow, exhale child's. Inhale back to cow. Exhale to child's. And back up to all fours. This is our last round of the sequence. Tucking the toes, finding downward facing dog. Your last dog of the sequence. Drop the knees back to the floor. Last arch at the back. And back to child's pose. Beautiful. Take a moment here to catch the breath. Notice how this child pose feels compared to the one that you did at the very start of the sequences. Notice if anything's changed in your body. Now we're going to come over onto our backs. So making your way over. Need to lay down. Soles of the feet are on the floor. Knees pointing towards the ceiling. And you're just going to heel toe your feet as wide as the mat, so they're nice and wide. Bring the arms out along the floor, your palms are down, so your upper torso is kind of making a T shape. When you're ready, taking a nice big breath in, and on the exhale, dropping your legs over to one side. Don't worry if they don't come to the ground, wherever they stop is good. And on the inhale, coming back up through center, and then exhaling as they drop over to the other side. It can be nice to let your gaze go in the opposite direction to your legs. So you inhale as you come through center, and as you exhale, you drop everything away. So moving with the rhythm of your breath, inhale through center, exhale away. We'll do a few more rounds of this. Gentle twist. Beautiful. One more on each side. Making sure that you're even, you're done, you finished on the opposite side to which you started. Beautiful. Coming to stillness in center. Hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving them a nice big squeeze. And our last moving posture is to place the palms of the hands on top of the knees, and we're going to take Apanasana. So when you're ready to inhale, you're going to let the feet kind of drop away from the body. The elbows will straighten as the arms extend. The feet won't quite touch the ground. On the exhale, everything comes back in towards your tummy, nice and tight. The key here is not to use your hands, just letting them glide on top of the knees. And in doing that, you're letting the abs, core, do the work for you. Inhale as they drop away. Exhale as they come back in. We call this posture Apanasana, which means wind relieving pose. Very dainty. But it is really helpful in the morning to get your digestive system going, get everything working, wake it up. Beautiful. Last one. Fantastic. Now we're going to take a short Shavasana. Not too long because it's the start of the day when I do this practice. Maybe it is for you too. We're going to take a short Shavasana, and then we're going to come in to do a pranayama technique. If you're not familiar with pranayama, don't freak out. It's not scary. And I'll show you what to do. So let's take a moment in Shavasana, let everything go. Relax the legs, let the feet drop out by the side. Hands are loose away from the body. Palms are turned up towards the ceiling. And just take a moment. It's at this point in the practice that I like to set an intention for the day. I like to think about not what I've got to do, but how I want to feel. What is the feeling that I want to cultivate inside and in the interactions that I have with others? Perhaps it's joy, love, stability, ease. Perhaps it's achievement, success. What is the feeling you want today? You might like to capture that feeling by saying to yourself, as you breathe in, I am, insert the feeling you want. So as you breathe in, it might be, I am ease, or I am joy. Whatever it is, saying it to yourself a few times is a gentle nudge for how you might go about your day. Beautiful. Beginning to wake up the body with some rotations of the ankles and the wrists. We haven't been here too long, so things should get moving quite easily, perhaps taking a stretch overhead. And when you're ready, coming to roll onto your side. And from there, when you're ready, pushing up to come to a seated position. I'm going to take a moment here to do some pranayama. I'm going to come and sit a little closer to the camera so you can see what I'm doing. And I ask that you get comfy. We'll be here for a few minutes. You might like to prop up your seat with a bolster or a folded blanket, or even sit on a chair. The main thing is that you're comfortable and that you can sit upright and breathe well. The technique I'm going to show you is called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. I use it every day to bring balance. It's particularly helpful if you wake up just feeling not quite right, a bit out of sorts, perhaps you're feeling a little bit grumpy or impatient. I find Nadi Shodhana really eases that burden and sets me up to have more clarity. So to do Nadi Shodhana, you're going to bring your pointer and your middle finger together, and you're going to be using your thumb and your ring finger. So your two pointer and middle finger come to rest between your eyebrows, and you're going to use your ring finger and your thumb to alternatively block your nostrils when I tell you to. So when you're ready, I might demonstrate one round and then we'll do some together. So we start by using the thumb to block the right nostril and to breathe in through the left. Then blocking the left nostril, you breathe out through the right. Breathe back in through the right nostril, and then block it so that you can breathe out through the left. All right, and then we keep going around. So that was one round that I showed you. We'll do about 6 rounds now, and then I will sign off, but you're welcome to keep going if you're finding that the practice of Nadi Shodhana is helpful. So pointing things forward, getting ready with your thumb and your ring finger, and let's get going. So block the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Block the left nostril, out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Swap the fingers, breathe out through the left. Breathe in through the left. Swap, block out, breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Block. Breathe out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. In through the left. Out through the right. In through the right. Out through the left. You've got the rhythm. Keep going. Good. And I hope to see you in the studios. Namaste.